Hmm. What Sonic character should I have fight Hit? Hmm. How about Infinite? No. Infinite could easily beat Hit. I mean, all Infinite would have to do is just make a clone of Hit or an army of Hits. Infinite could easily do this because he has way more power than Hit. Wait a second. I have an idea. So, Shadow versus Hit. It's not something that anyone talks about, but since Sonic lost against Hit, I think this video is important enough for it to be premiered. So, let's start this off by saying Shadow and Hit are actually kinda similar in regards of their universe, I would say. Let me explain. See, they're both very old characters in their universe. For example, most of the Sonic characters are teenagers, but Shadow is middle-aged. And the people in Dragon Ball are mainly middle-aged, and Hit is over 1,000 years old. There's a huge difference between Hit and Shadow when it comes to age, but in their world, it's kinda similar. But that doesn't really matter. Now, let's start this off with talking about Shadow. Now, Shadow is a machine created by Dr. Gerald Robotnik, and he was created with Black Doom, so Shadow's dad is technically Black Doom. Anyway, Shadow is not cocky like Sonic. Shadow does a mission and he gets it done quickly. Before I get into Shadow's power level and skills, I just want to explain Shadow's dimensions. Shadow is 3.2 feet tall, and he weighs around 77 pounds. And he has some special rings around his hands, which I will talk about later. Anyway, Shadow has been shown to be close to the speed of Sonic. Shadow isn't as fast as Sonic, Shadow even admits this in Sonic Chronicles, but Shadow is still very close to Sonic in speed. Also, Shadow is able to fly with his rocket boots, and I think that Shadow's rocket boots travel just as fast as Shadow's running speed. And Shadow's rings, aka his inhibitor rings, which can even make Shadow even faster, and it engulfs Shadow in a shield of powerful energy, he can pummel people who are stronger than him. I mean, Shadow did this to Mephiles, a warrior who is stronger than Shadow, and see, Mephiles had a gigantic clone army, and Shadow just took off his 2 inhibitor rings and was like, let's do this, and he just blitzed right through them. I mean, Shadow is incredible, and yeah, this wasn't Shadow fighting. Now, this was Shadow actually running. So, imagine if he was actually going to fight. Like, just imagine how much power he would have had. Now, I also heard that the rings on his shoes are inhibitor rings too. But this is not true, and it wouldn't make sense. Because if it was, why didn't Shadow do this in that scene with Mephiles? Like, he knew he couldn't beat Mephiles without without his full power, so it's just kind of dumb that Shadow wouldn't have took off his bottom inhibitor rings. So the only inhibitor rings are the ones on his hands. So yeah. Now, Shadow feats are massively faster than Light, being able to keep up with Sonic. Also, it could be argued that Shadow fought Sonic in Sonic Generations. Granted, Shadow did lose, but Shadow still fought Sonic. Anyway, let's talk about Shadow's strength. Now, this is a lot simpler because he has fought characters recently. Okay, he actually beat Sonic, and since the events where Shadow actually did beat Sonic happen after the events of Sonic Battle, that means Shadow is easily multiversal, just in the game Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, okay, now it's time to talk about Shadow's skills. Now, Shadow can do Chaos Control without even needing a Chaos Emerald anymore. So this means Shadow, theoretically, should be able to teleport, stop time no matter how fast you are, and even teleport the fabrics of space to a location. Yes, he did that in Sonic Battle. Anyway, Shadow can do all these things like the Chaos Spear and Shadow's strongest move, the Chaos Blast, sending a powerful shockwave of energy. So yeah, Shadow has a lot of cool abilities. He is super powerful and he is super fast. But as they say, a weapon is only as strong as the wielder. So how skilled is Shadow? Now, Shadow is actually very skilled. We see Shadow is fighting someone he doesn't go easy from the start like everybody else does. He uses full power from the start. And I mean full power by base power, and not inhibitor rings or super form. I mean, okay. Just look at how Shadow beat Infinite up and didn't even give Infinite a second to breathe. Even though Infinite was way out of Shadow's league. He couldn't even, touch Shadow, even if he wanted to. If Shadow broke all his limbs, Infinite still wouldn't have been able to beat Shadow. But yeah, Shadow isn't like Sonic, where Sonic is going to be cocky and toy with their opponents. See, going back to me comparing Hit to Shadow, Shadow is not going to toy around. When Shadow has a mission, he gets it done and quickly too. But that's enough about Shadow. Let's talk about Hit from the 6th universe. And Hit is 6'4" and he weighs, well, it's not specified. Okay. Also, Hit is over 1,000 years old. So yeah. Now let's talk about his speed. Now, Hit has been shown to fight characters who far exceed the speed of light without even using the time skip. And now mixing the speeds of over light and the speed of literally stopping time is quite fast. And like I said in the Sonic vs. Hit video, a lot of anime characters wouldn't actually be able to fight Hit, or even touch him for that matter. That's just how insane this combo of hits is. But other than that, we don't have too much to say about his speed feats for Hit, besides just saying he is way faster than light. Now, let's talk about how strong Hit is. Now, Hit is an assassin, so of course he has to be very powerful, especially for the people he's killing. And yeah, that's basically it for Hit. He's basically just an assassin who can kill Universal Plus warriors. And yeah. Now, I know I went super fast with Hit, but we don't honestly know a whole bunch about Hit's strength feats or his physical feats like we do with Shadow. But don't worry. We're going to be talking about Hit's many abilities, and this is going to be the bulk of Hit's analysis. Hit has your basic stuff like doing Ki Blast, flying, and Ki Sensing. Hit also has a move called Vital Point Attack, where he focuses his energy into a single punch and he aims at a vital organism, like that. And Hit has the time skip, which is Hit's most recognizable attack. It's basically where he skips a tenth of a second to attack, and when he does this, he usually uses his opportunity to attack the enemy's vital point. And Hit has another attack called Icy Glare, where he attacks the opponent using time skip, and it appears to the opponent that Hit hasn't moved a single inch. Hit also has a technique called the Time Lag, which slows down an opponent. He used this against Jiren, and was actually able to fight against Jiren, and dodge Jiren's attacks like ease. But unfortunately for Hit, Jiren is just too strong, so when Jiren got serious, that's when the time lag didn't really have an effect on Jiren. But because of that moment that Jiren was shocked by the attack, Hit was fast enough to nearly knock Jiren off the stage. Like, okay, just to put it in perspective, the Tornado of Power is 48 minutes, so, okay, Hit was able to charge up enough energy to use time lag. It had enough time to hit Jiren with it, and Hit had enough time to nearly knock Jiren off the stage. That means that, like, in less than a second, Hit did all that. Now, this is impressive for multiple reasons. Number one, he was able to charge up a powerful energy blast in less than a second, and he's insanely quick to act on an opportunity, if it presents itself. So, yeah, he is able to do this quite impressive. Okay, let's do some basic calculations, shall we, just to make this video sound more scientific. So, the Tornado of Power stage doesn't have a set diameter, but thanks to some Redditors' calculations, he said that it was hundreds of meters at the most. So, I'm going to say that the Tornado of Power stage is 1,000 meters. So, when Hit attacked Jiren, Hit was close to the middle of the stage, and so was Jiren. And when they fought, Hit had to move 14 times the speed of sound without even a singular millisecond of thought. And this doesn't seem impressive because people go faster than sound in Dragon Ball all the time. But the fact that Hit was able to go an insane speed without missing his target and without a singular moment of hesitation is quite impressive. Anyway, back to Hit's move list. Hit also has an ability called Full Power, which is a transformation that is comparable to Super Saiyan God. To put that in perspective, Hit was so strong in his base form, he could fight Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the Universe 6 vs. 7 arc. And now Hit has a transformation that multiplies his power to the same extent as Super Saiyan God. That is just insane. And this ability's full power comes out when he is able to kill someone. Hit also has an attack called Flash Fist Crush, where it sends an invisible shockwave of energy, and this has enough power to kill you instantly if it hits your vitals. And yeah, that's basically it for Hit. And yeah, overall, Hit has a ton of physical power and speed, coupled along with amazing techniques and skill. So, who would win? Shadow the Hedgehog or Hit, the assassin from Universe 6? And the winner is, drumroll please, Shadow the Hedgehog. Let me explain. See, unlike Sonic, Shadow isn't going to be playing around. Shadow isn't going to be cocky. That was the main reason why Sonic lost to Hit. It wasn't because Sonic was weaker than Hit, it was because Sonic was too cocky and confident for his own good. Honestly, a fight between Hit and Shadow would kinda be like the fight of Shadow versus Infinite for the first time. Shadow would demolish Hit without a second thought. Now, I hear some of you saying, but in that Infinite fight, Shadow left. Could this be an opportunity for Hit to kill Shadow? No, it couldn't, because Shadow could use Chaos Control and dodge the attack. Or even better yet, he could just use his speed. And plus, if Shadow fought someone like Hit, someone Shadow knows would kill people if he has the chance, and could be dangerous if not dealt with, Shadow would probably kill Hit. It's as simple as that. The fact of the matter is, Shadow is way stronger than Hit could ever dream, and the fact that Shadow isn't going to play around with Hit makes Shadow the victor of this fight. But it always comes that time of day, and I have to say, bye!